You know when you start speaking. Okay.
Oh, well.
Well, mics are hot.
Mics are hot. Welcome back.
But
we're on.
Then I found this other place, and they were like, yo, 1,035. And I was like, word. I liked it better. It was first floor. Buildings in the front of the neighborhood, so I don't have to, like, go out anywhere. It's still 5 minutes from work. I like the layout. That's the spot. So I called back the next day, and I was like, yo, so what's up with the application process? She sent me the email. And she goes, oh, yeah, by the way, it went down in price. And I'm like, what? Anywhere on the east side, it's $1,250 for a one-bedroom.
That's what it is, man. The east side is just too much, right?
Cost of living, bro, in Orlando is fucking ridiculous. And I think everybody can relate to that shit.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I mean, we even know people that are living out of their garage, basically, renting out the house.
Yep.
To make that shit happen.
Isn't that crazy?
To just get ahead, you know?
Wow. Hey, whatever we can do.
No.
You did you want to talk? You teased us this week.
Oh yeah, you want to get into some of those?
I'm so excited of. I've been thinking about the topic though, because it kind of led me into a different topic afterwards.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I have one main topic that's gonna kind of open up to another one, and then we can lead into that one as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen a lot on Netflix. I was watching Joe Rogan, and I was like, yo, like that's some deep shit. Basically, are we alone? Do you think there is other life forms out there?
There's Avengers.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Is there?
I'm not speaking on multiverses. I'm speaking on just in the universe that we know of.
Right.
The little that we know.
Yeah.
Right.
Are we alone? And my little sister was like, "There's no way." Like there's just the vastness of space and the universe.
For sure.
There's the endless possibilities.
Bro,
there has
too
to be
much, man. For sure.
There's so
Outside
many
of our
planets
galaxies,
apparently that we could have sustained life on.
Potentially, yeah.
So there has to be. I don't think there's life form like us.
You don't think so?
No, I think humans are unique in that aspect to this planet. I think there is life forms probably, but I don't know, and I'm not like talking like Area 51 alien type shit, but I'm just thinking.
I definitely think there's that. I think there's some sorts
there
of crazy
to be some
shit.
sorts of alien.
Yeah, for sure,
bro.
If you go into our own oceans, there's life forms that we didn't even know existed. If that's just in our oceans, what's out there in galaxies that are billions and billions of? Yeah. That have billions of stars and planets inside of those, with suns and orbiting all sorts of.
Right.
There has to be something.
Definitely. I mean, you got to think about like ancient aliens. Like, have you seen that show ever?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, how did centuries, like back in the days, like how they build these pyramids, like where they get the algorithms, the math, and all this stuff. Is like the type of tools that they had. How did they do this?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It kind of brings up the question: could there have been some type of help, like aliens, to work,
and so that's kind of another part of it, right? Was there contact?
I think so.
There definitely was.
So there's definitely life forms outside of our planet, right?
So,
maybe outside of our solar system.
Yep.
But has there been any contact with us? And that was another thing I was thinking. Not that it leads into the next topic I was talking about, but I saw the Netflix special on Bob Lazar.
I haven't seen it.
So he's the guy from Area 51 that basically spilt the beans. And so, he was a scientist for one of their S4 sites, is what they call it.
He's the one that says he found a saucer.
Well, he says that there was 9 of them. Yeah, like he even accounted for how many. And then what's crazy is, like, at first when his story dropped, like in the 80s or some shit, people were trying so hard to just discredit him. They wanted to believe him, or at least give him credit, and then they were digging in his background, but basically the government like wiped him. He didn't go to universities that he said he went to. The 2 previous employers that he had before he started at the Area 51 had no record of him being there. But then there's like newspaper articles from when he was working there and going to those schools that he was featured on. So there's proof of him there. Not only that, but then the stuff he was talking about, like one of the things was a hand scanner that he had to use to get into the site. He was describing that scanner, and nobody could find it anywhere. There was like no documentation, nothing. But then recently, like I want to say a couple years ago, they actually have a photo of that fucking scanner. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's not lying. And it's true. It's not like he's sitting in the fucking nice ass house making millions off of the stories. He never made anything off of it. Why would he even want this attention? He doesn't even like, media. They try to bring in other things like, oh, you said you saw aliens. And he was like, whoa, I didn't say I saw an alien. He was like, I glanced through a window and these people were set up some 50 yards away. And there was a small figure in a chair. And he was like, but that could have been anything. They could have been mocking up like a seat for the saucers. And he was like, but the actual flying saucer, that was a thing. I saw 9 of them.
I mean, what else was in that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I don't know. For me, one of my basic truths is that all fiction comes from some truth.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. All these movies definitely
it
has to come from
no
something.
matter what it is, to me, there's always some small truth in that.
Great
whatever
point.
it may be that extended to an idea that created this larger picture, there's some truth to it. Yeah. And so for me, I was like, yo, he basically opened the doors up for all of that.
Yeah.
And if that's true, then yeah, I mean, aliens may have had contact with us. You feel me? Like, that's some crazy shit.
Did you see? I don't know what it was, but there was one where the aliens were like a mist, and they would show symbols like circles and half symbols or whatever to try to communicate.
I saw that.
The alien itself was mist.
That was an Event Horizon.
The Arrival?
Ooh, I think it was Arrival.
It was good. It was creative.
Right.
They had to figure out how to communicate with these things. That's
in that movie.
Man.
Even Hawkeye was in that
eventually
movie, right?
what?
Yeah, he was.
He was like, people thought like he was trying to blow up the planet, or like he had a bomb or something like that, and he was actually trying to help, right?
No, wait, time out. Is that the Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves?
Nah.
Did you see that?
Nah.
No, that was a nuts movie.
I don't think I recall that one.
Yeah,
that's next level, man.
Yeah, the Day the Earth Stood Still. That was a crazy movie.
The aliens kind of like gave up. They see humanity. They had hope in humanity, and they saw us just always getting closer and closer to war, no matter how many times we try to get closer and closer to peace. So there's this ancient monk who I guess wasn't he like an alien who was here for a long time, and he tells Keanu Reeves, he's like, I'm gonna stay because I like the human experience, but like it's like the human that he was like an avatar of a spirit or something that he inhabited. Same thing with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's not crazy, but it's cool, man. It shows you like this is just like a capsule.
And it's definitely a good watch. Yeah. Like if you haven't seen it, watch that.
And the spirit is an energy that energizes and keeps the mind with electricity in the brain to keep the rest of the organs going. Like it's just there's pieces and pieces that lead to other pieces. It's really cool, man.
Yeah, so not to get too far away.
Sorry.
For me, no, you're fine. The Bermuda Triangle and all that stuff. To me, that was more, I think, like we have a magnetism in our atmosphere.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And I think that is what was really affecting it. And I think it's just concentrated in those 2 spots. I really don't think that has anything to do with aliens and stuff like that.
That's a good point.
I just think it's how the Earth is in that sense. And then it's just concentrated in those 2 spots where it fucks with instruments and everything else and causes things to happen.
But you know how like there's sections of I-4 that we don't use no more? What if it was just like that? What if it was portals for aliens to come in and out through our worlds, just like they do in Wakanda, where you can't see it, but they go in? You know what I mean? Just like that. Was it Wakanda?
I-4 is the next frontier.
That's what I'm talking about. Maybe that's how they get to Atlantis.
Maybe it's that building, bro.
You see what I'm
maybe it's that building.
Maybe it's that building.
The eyesore.
The eyesore.
Nobody's. Is any business running out of that?
If you step in there, you disappear.
I walked up to it recently, bro. There's nothing there.
I heard there was some traction on it, some movement where they were finishing
it.
But
hey, shout out to the eyesore, man. God bless
the eyesore, bro.
Yeah, so anyways, but yeah, so I mean, I don't know. After watching the thing, I believe, honestly, I believe there's other life forms for sure.
Too,
I'm still on the fence if there was contact, but this guy
have you seen the things that the Hubble telescope has shown us? Yeah, there's no way we're alone, bro. There's so much out there.
Yeah, definitely not.
Even then, though, regardless, I think one of the arguments is just we don't have time.
Right.
We don't have time to figure that out.
Maybe
I don't think we have the technology
technology to
what if
see
we can
it.
get the intelligence to figure out that we have all time is just a thing. Like we could bend time. I definitely think you get into the future. It's really more difficult to get into the past. I don't know. Not that I haven't figured that out, but that would be a little more difficult to figure out.
That's some Avengers shit right there.
That is some Back to the Future shit.
No, to get to the future is easy. Kind of.
Yeah, okay.
You never heard that? It's the Einstein's theory of relativity. It's the same thing.
I don't know, man.
Shit.
If you got into a car, a capsule, and you went at the speed of light.
Okay, there is relevancy to what he's saying. Absolutely. So it was funny because when I was hearing it, it was like if you lived on the top of a mountain your entire life, you would age less than somebody living in the valley their entire life. And it's because you're going faster through time.
Yes.
Because you're higher. Well, no, you're just going faster because, like the Earth,
the way it spins.
You grab something, you put a stick in the middle of a circle, right? And you throw a rope around it. You know, you're the person closest to the middle
is going around quicker.
Is going around quicker in the circle than the person on the outside. You guys can both be going the same speed, technically, right?
But then time is different for both situations going at the same rate. How is that possible?
So you're younger.
Time is just a thing.
That's wild.
That is
relative. Relative. What time is to you is not what time is to the other one.
Right.
Absolutely. And it's like if you set 2 watches at the same time,
which is done in Back to the Future. I don't know if you saw that. He puts it on the dog.
Yeah, you set 2 watches at the same time. Years later, one watch will always be different than the other.
That's the concept. Like it goes at the speed of light, like quicker, over and over. And that time for them was different than it was for you on Earth.
Shout out to Denver, then. I'm moving over there.
Right, so we can age less.
There you go.
Extend our life. Absolutely. Yo, fam, I want to thank you for tuning in, listening to us every week. We really appreciate it. Thanks for all the love, the support, the likes. Check us out. Stay tuned for more coming soon.
Make sure you tune in and follow us on the social media. That's Jack in the Box Podcast, JAC in the Box Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been tuned in to the Jack in the Box Podcast.